Today, we're diving into Dunkirk, a movie that's basically Christopher Nolan saying, "Hold my coffee. I'm going to make you feel war." Forget the dialogue, forget the backstory. Nolan's giving us raw, relentless, edge-of-your-seat survival. If you're looking for a movie with that nail-biting intensity, but also really hoping to make it through without a single smile, you're in for a treat. Alright, let's set the scene. It's World War II, and we're at Dunkirk Beach, where hundreds of thousands of British and Allied soldiers are trapped, surrounded by the enemy, and with the English Channel standing between them and safety. The movie follows three intersecting timelines, one on land, one in the sea, and one in the air, all trying to get to safety with time ticking away. Spoiler, no one's getting out of this easily. Now, you might be thinking, great, can't wait to get to know these characters. Well, think again. Nolan doesn't waste time on backstories or long speeches. We don't know who these guys are, where they're from, or what they like to do on weekends. Instead, we get pure survival mode, where every character is doing whatever it takes to get off that beach. It's a bold move, but hey, when you're on the verge of getting bombed every 10 minutes, small talk isn't exactly a priority. The story is split into three timelines, which is a very Nolan thing to do. We've got the mole, which follows soldiers on land over the course of a week. The sea, following Mr. Dawson, a civilian who spends one day helping evacuate the soldiers. And the air, featuring a pilot trying to protect everyone from above over just 1 hour. And because it's Nolan, these timelines are all happening simultaneously, jumping back and forth. Confusing? Yes. Worth it? Absolutely. Just pretend it's a puzzle you're meant to solve while holding your breath. And then there's Hans Zimmer's soundtrack. Let me tell you, this soundtrack doesn't stop. It's basically just a giant clock, ticking away and making sure you're feeling exactly as tense as the characters. You'll think, okay, maybe there will be a break now. No, that clock's still ticking, and your heart is still racing. The music practically is a character. Zimmer's out here giving us PTSD from our couches, and it's honestly impressive. Watching Dunkirk is like being strapped into a roller coaster of anxiety that never lets up. Nolan doesn't let you settle for a second. There's no breather, no emotional let's catch up scene. Just sheer, constant tension. You can practically feel the salt in the air, hear the planes buzzing overhead, and sense that sinking dread whenever a torpedo shows up. Watching this on the big screen, you may as well sign up for a workout because you're not going to relax for even a second. Dunkirk isn't about victory, it's about survival. There's no big monologue, no heroic stance. The film's message is simple and raw. War is terrifying, and survival itself is heroic. The soldiers here are just regular men trying to get home. The real heroes, everyday people, like Mr. Dawson, who crossed the channel in a civilian boat to rescue strangers. It's as close to real-life courage as you'll ever see on film. Now, some people weren't thrilled about the lack of dialogue and character development, but Nolan was clearly going for immersion over conversation. And if you're okay with that, it's an experience like no other. But for those who need a little more chit-chat and a little less hyperventilating, well, Dunkirk might feel a bit like being left on the beach. So, should you watch Dunkirk? Absolutely, if you're prepared to feel like you're right there in the chaos. It's not a movie you watch to relax, and it's definitely not one where you're laughing along with your popcorn. But it's a breathtaking, immersive, and intense masterpiece that will stick with you. Just be ready to really feel the tension and maybe keep a pillow handy to grip. Because if Nolan has his way, you're going to need it. Thanks for tuning in. Give a thumbs up if Dunkirk left you sweating bullets. Drop a comment if you made it through without gripping your seat. And don't forget to subscribe for more reviews of movies that might just give you a mini heart attack. Until next time. She got a body like